Hi everyone, welcome to another class with me. Today we're going to have a bit more focus on our lower back and hips. It's an area that does hold a lot of tightness and tension. It's also very connected to each other. So the only thing you might need is a yoga block. So if you can have a block to hand, we're going to start by sitting on our block with our knees bent. Now if this is particularly uncomfortable for you, then you can just cross your legs. When you sit on your block, just try not to over exaggerate that lower back. So we tend to kind of do this movement. So try and send the spine long. We don't want to dip into that back too much, we want to tuck it in. So really be supportive in that core area. Finding that position that feels comfortable. So as I said, you can cross your legs if you need to. We're going to close the eyes. Relax the hands down on the legs. And just take a moment to breathe here. So inhaling through the nose. Drawing that breath fully into the body, and then that slow exhalation back out. No rush, just slowing down. And if there is an area that's feeling tight today, just bring your awareness to it. I'd like you to visualize that you're just breathing into this area as you inhale and exhale. Just seeing if you can soften and release any tension that you're holding with the breath. Keeping the eyes closed, we're just going to take a turn of the head over to our right side. Once there, maybe opening the eyes and bringing the gaze to the right shoulder. A slow turn back, bringing the gaze over to the left side. Once again, maybe just opening the eyes and bringing the gaze down. Coming back to center, keeping the eyes open now. Let's link our fingers. Take a stretch up and out of our waist. Take that stretch over to one side. Come back to center and take that over to the other side. Coming back to center, release the arms. Removing your block if you're sitting on your block and just coming round into our table position. So hands under the shoulders and knees under the hips. We're going to come to our cat-cow breath. So we breathe in, we take that dip into the back, we raise up the head a little, and then we exhale and we start to roll through the spine, like you're trying to plant your spine on the ceiling above you. Take that pause between your inhalation and exhalation. Inhaling, rolling the breath through the spine. Grounding the palms into your mat. And exhaling, pushing the spine to the ceiling. Let's take a few more breaths here. It feels quite nice just to close your eyes. So you have that awareness of the breath traveling through the spine. and then coming back to table position. We're going to send our right hip out to the right, and we're going to turn our gaze towards our right hip. So just creating a little C shape with the body. Come back to center, and then send your left hip over to the left side and the gaze to the left hip. So a very small movement, but you should be able to feel this quite clearly through the body, through the spine and the back. Coming back to center. Let's send the knees as wide as our yoga mat. Bring the big toes together and let's sit back into our balasana, our child's pose, dropping down to our mat. So a particularly nice posture for any lower back tension. If you do suffer with your lower back, come to this pose as much as you can. Sitting back towards the heels, let the arms soften. You're not gripping with the fingers, just relax the hands. And come back again to any tension that you can feel. Maybe it is that lower back. And start to send the breath there. Seeing if you can sink back a little further to those heels. Releasing and letting go. We're going to pick up the head and the arms and take a walk over to our right side. Now if you do have any lower back tension, just be careful here, don't go too far. And then maybe place your left hand on top of your right as you drop back down to your yoga mat. So always with awareness, we're not pushing our body, we're just listening. How does it feel today? Where does it want to be? Taking a few more breaths here, maybe as that lower back releases a bit more, you might want to shift further over to the right side for the last few breaths. We're going to slowly lift off the head and take that walk to the right side now. Sorry, the left side. We've just done the right, so we're going over to the left. Maybe that right hand sits on top of the left as you drop your head back to your yoga mat. Maybe this side feels a little looser. Again, just take that check in here. Slow walk back to center. Dropping the head, reaching along with the hands, and this time reaching the fingers even further to the top of your mat. Now you are starting to stretch further into those arms and the shoulders. Everything is connected. We're going to take a slow walk to our knees. Taking our time, coming up. And then just step that right hand behind you, plant it down on your mat. Maybe it's just enough to bring up that left arm and stretch up and look up. Maybe you want to push into your hips as well. Take a slow lower back down, take your time, bringing the hands back to the knees. The left hand is reaching back, Again, maybe it's just a reach with that right arm, stretching up and back. Maybe you're pushing into your hips here. Squeezing the glute muscles, activating the thigh. And then it's a slow, slow peel back down to your yoga mat. We're going to bring ourselves back into that table position. So we have that correct alignment for our down dog posture. So we're going to tuck our toes. We're going to start to head back into that down dog, pushing back. Shuffle so you feel comfortable, make the fingers wide so you're grounding into your mat. We're going to inhale and push onto our toes. Take a little wiggle and a side stretch here, moving around a little on those toes. And then take an exhale and plant the heels back down. Take a walk towards your toes with the hand. You can always grab your block here to rest the hands on. We're going to shuffle that left foot behind our right leg and then just walk our hands to it, or rest your hands on your block. You should feel that lovely long stretch down the back of the left leg. Uncross the left around the right, plant the left foot back down, and then shift the right leg behind the left leg, taking the hands over to that left side as you fold to the legs. How does this right side feel? Remember, you can always be on your block if you need to be higher. Release the hands back to the mat, uncross those legs. We're going to take a walk down our yoga mat so we come to our plank pose. We're not here for long. Pulling away from our mat. We're going to drop the knees, sit back to the heels. And then we're going to draw a circle. So we're going to roll around, rolling to the right. Nice big circle here. Let's draw that circle going the opposite way. Finding your long breath as you do so. How are those hips feeling? How are the knee joints and the wrist joints feeling today? And then come back to center. We're going to shift the hands back under the shoulders. We're going to take the left leg long and point the toes down to your yoga mat. We're going to draw that left knee in between the hands, turn the big toe to the side of your yoga mat and walk that right leg back. So shift it back as far as you can here. Grab your block if you have any particular tension in the back, and then just drop your head to your block as you come to your elbows. Take a little sway side to side. Checking in with each hip, the left and the right. Does it feel good maybe to hold one side? And then maybe you remove your block altogether and you come completely down onto your yoga mat. In Kapotasana Pigeon Pose. Finding your long breath again, sending it to any tightness or tension. Feeling those muscles lengthen and expand again. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And 1 more. We're taking that slow, careful walk back up to that left knee. We're tucking the right toes and we're going to step it into our down dog position again. Maybe it's a sway side to side, maybe it's a pedal into each foot. Make sure there's no tension in the neck, let the head just feel heavy. It's nice for the neck to just let go. It's not having to support the head in down dog. It supports your head most of your day. And then drop your knees back to your yoga mat. Shift so you're back into that table position. We're going to bring the right knee forward. Shift that toe to the side of our yoga mat and walk our left leg back. Once again, as far as you can, grab your yoga block. Rest down on the elbows if you can. If not, you can be on your hands, taking that sway side to side. You can always use your yoga block to shift under that right glute if you feel you want that support. Wherever you're at, we're taking that movement. That little check-in on the left hip and the right hip. Again, maybe it feels good to hold one area. Remember, you always know your body best. I'm just your guide in this class. Really good stretch for any problems in the psoas area, sciatica. And then take that block away if that feels comfortable for you as you shift all the way down to your mat. Finding your long, long breath. Taking that very slow walk back to that knee and shifting back into your down dog. Take that pedal, that walk, whatever you need here. No right or wrong, you're just listening to your body. We're going to drop the knees back down to our yoga mat. Take a walk with the hands towards the top of your mat as you drop your forehead down in melting heart. Keep stretching into those arms. You feel that stretch all the way up the arms and shoulders. The bottom is high. We're not reaching the heels in this pose. Sending that breath into the lower back if this is your area of concern, or area where you hold tension. And then that slow, slow walk back up as we swing round and we sit on our legs. Not going to be here too long. Just want you to bring the soles of the feet together. So draw the heels together, soles together, heels as close to you as you can, and just wrap your fingers around your toes. We're going to send the spine long, so you're reaching crown of the head upwards. Maybe it feels good just to move through the legs, like a butterfly flapping its wings in our butterfly pose. This movement can be small, it can be big, whatever feels good. How are those hips feeling, the pelvis, groin, the inner legs? And then from here, maybe it feels good just to drop the elbows and tuck in the chin. Remember, you're listening to your body, so if it doesn't, you come back to that first stage of sitting tall in our butterfly pose. The lovely thing about yoga is there's so many options. It's for everybody, every level. There's many adaptations. But at the end of the day, it's very much how your body feels. Always listen within. We're going to draw our knees together and just give ourselves a hug. So drop your head towards your knees, feeling that stretch through the spine, rounding the body in. Releasing back up. You will need your block here. We are going to lie down, so if you are being mindful of your lower back, I want you to really take your time coming back onto your mat. Just have your block close by so you can reach it. Maybe coming onto those elbows first and then coming down onto your back. Once you're there, just draw your knees into your chest and squeeze them in. So you're really pushing the whole of the spine into your mat. Take a very gentle rock side to side, just a very slow one. And then take hold of the outer edge of the feet with the hands, coming into your happy baby. We're going to peel the knees towards the armpits, like you're standing on the ceiling with your feet. Again, pushing your spine into your mat, and this should feel good if you have any lower back pain or issues. Also great for our hips and our pelvis and our groin. And in your happy baby pose, maybe it feels good to take the legs wide, maybe one at a time, maybe both together. Maybe it feels good to draw the soles of the feet back together as we did in butterfly. Really just take movement whatever way feels good. Maybe keeping that rocking sensation as you do so. Coming back to planting the feet now down on your mat. They're hip width apart. And you're just going to push your lower back into your mat as well and tuck in the chin. Your arms are alongside you. You should just be able to reach your heels with your fingertips. Relax your arms, relax your jaw. As you next take that inhalation, I want you to visualize peeling your spine off of your yoga mat, vertebrae by vertebrae, starting at the lower spine and working up the back. Really taking your time, pushing away from your yoga mat, squeezing the glutes, keep the arms soft, relaxing the tongue and the jaw. holding in bridge pose. And then as you exhale, it's a peel of the spine back down from the top of the spine, to the middle of the spine, all the way down to the lower spine, slowly, slowly coming back to your yoga mat. Take a link with the fingers and place the hands underneath the head. Draw the knees in towards your chest and then drop the knees over to the right side. If you're being mindful of your back, you can always grab your block here and prop your knees on your block. If it feels like the floor is too far away, just try and keep the shoulders and the elbows relaxed so you're not holding anything. You always have that option of turning the head to the left side, added neck stretch. If you did turn your head, bring it back to center and then roll the knees back to center too. We're going to head over to our left side with those knees. If it feels too much to have the knees high, you drop them a little lower to take that strain off the back. Have that option of turning the head once again to the right side. Maybe just closing the eyes. And everything slow down. If you have the head turned, bring it back to center. Draw the knees back to center as well and plant them back down on your yoga mat with the knees, the legs bent. Release your arms. Grab your yoga block and maybe you're going to apply it thin side up or maybe you're going to apply it flat down. But we're going to push back into our bridge and it feels quite nice to have your block along your spine. So placing your block along the lower spine, all the way to the glutes and that sacral joint. Once you have it in place, you bring your spine down onto your block. Make sure the shoulders, the arms are relaxed. Move the arms away from the body. Send the palms upwards. And then just take a step with the feet to the side of your yoga mat. From here, start to draw the knees together. So you're pushing that lower spine into your yoga block. Any pain here, you release. If you are tight in the lower back, you will feel the stretch, but it should feel good. There should be no pain. Bring the feet back to that hip width apart position. And then maybe just draw in the left knee for a moment. You can always use your left hand to squeeze it in. Drop that left foot. Draw in the right foot or right knee, squeezing with the right hand. Dropping that foot back down. From here, just support your block with your hands as you draw in both knees towards the chest. Again, make sure it's okay. And we're going to take a little bit of movement side to side here. Now you might want to adjust your block. Maybe you want your block a little higher or a little lower. Maybe you want to make your block flatter. Just rolling into that lower spine. And then dropping one foot and the other back down to your mat. Push into your bridge, and if you haven't already got your block flat, like so, then I want you to change it. So it's now across your lower back. So you need to change it so it's not running up the spine, but it's across the lower back. And then plant the lower back onto your block. From here, we're going to try taking one leg long. Maybe it feels good to take both legs long. So we're getting a lovely hip stretch here. Maybe it feels nice to send the arms long as well. We're still working with that lower back, but we're starting to move through the hips a little more. If it doesn't feel okay with your block, you remove your block and you do the stretch without. Releasing the arms back down to your mat. Take that bend back into both legs. Push back into your bridge one last time and remove your block away. Arms alongside you as you slowly roll the spine back down to your yoga mat. Step the feet wide on your mat, let the knees just drop together, palms away from the body, facing upwards, and just let the eyes close. If you prefer now just to rest down in Shavasana, you can do so depending on your lower back. You can also take some support under your knees, a little bit of support under the head. Just coming to your breath again. And as you breathe in and out, just send that breath to any last remaining tension. If you do have an area where you feel there's a particular pain or discomfort in your body, then I want you to start to send the breath there like we did at the start of our practice. But I want you to visualize breathing in white light to this area. Visualizing this area free of pain, free of any discomfort. Inhaling that white light. Exhaling. And now this white light is traveling through the whole of the body as you inhale. Sending this healing light all the way down to the toes. on the legs, all the way down to the fingers and the hands, along the arms. This white light is coming into the abdomen, the chest, the throat. Light into the face and the head. Whole body just filled with healing white light. When you feel ready, just start to bring some movement back. A little wiggle of the fingers maybe, and the toes. Maybe it's taking the body long in a stretch. Or maybe it's coming back to drawing those knees into the chest as you squeeze them in. Whatever feels right for you. To very slowly roll onto one side. You rest there for a moment and letting yourself come back to our seated position. Bringing your hands to your heart center, let's bow to Namaste. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice with me today. I hope your back and your hips and your whole body feel better for it. And I look forward to seeing you on the mat very soon. Bye for now.